Hello and welcome back to the Shifty Loser Sim Racing Adventure Assetto Corsa Competizione. This time, it's here on Two Rogue Gamers. That's right guys, check out the name at the top of the screen, Bob and I, we've gone rogue. Anywho, on with the racing. We're not going to muck about today. Straight into the qualifying. This is an endurance race after all. We were at the Paul Ricard Stadium. Now I have cut down the actual, qualifying laps. Now, that I want to confess, I want to be straight up with you from the start of the video. I did well in qualifying. There you go, there's the spoiler. I'm quite happy with the way that it went. As you can see from this lap itself, we're pounding around. Now, it wasn't the slickest lap, and I have chopped it down a little bit, but I did want to show this bit. There is an absolutely epic straight on the Paul Ricard circuit in GT3. Now, I know from playing, F1 2019, 2018, and whatever, that has a chicane in the middle of this straight. Not here. Not on GT3, it's just a massively long straight. As you can see, I've been in the draft of this guy, now the slipstream, if you will, for quite some time. Just pedal to the metal in highest gear, and then through we go. That's probably one of the reasons we had a good qualifying lap here. This is the Shifty Loser, by the way. That's us. Always first on track. Damn right, #1 driver and all that. And as you can see, I cut it there. I didn't want to shy away from the fact that I went flying away in the final sector. I wasn't good at any point through sector 3 of the lap itself. Straight up, I just want to be honest with that. So there you go. There was an okay lap in the early 2 minutes. Third, there you go. Sector 1, sector 2, purple in both. But then sector 3, it just completely fell apart. So here we go with the creepy wizard. Another fine driver. I've raced as this chap many times. Sadly, next is the sleazy politician. The likeness to Priti Patel. Only in personality and name, perhaps. Anywho, back on with the racing. I don't want to get angry. As you can see again, I've cut this in, chopped it in and out, showed a few little bits. I didn't want to cut out all of the circuit completely, and all of the qualifying is from the in-car view. And if you'll notice, unlike the previous videos, which by the way, you can still watch the previous videos. I'll have a link in the description below that'll take you over to our other channel at Less Than Marv. We haven't shut it down. Never fear. Less Than Marv will continue in force. We're just branching out a little bit, trying to spread our wings. So this is the first offshoot, I believe. And there you go. Anywho, so I will put a link back to the previous episode. So feel free and encouraged, in fact, to go back there and give them a watch. Why not? There'll be all sorts of that. It's worth going to the channel and just checking it out while this one's at its growing stage. But do subscribe and do set notifications. Sunday race day will have the Assetto Corsa here on Two Rogue Gamers. That's right. As I said earlier, Bob and I, we've gone rogue. I feel so, it's very exciting. Exciting times, everyone. Exciting times. Anywho, the sleazy politician is behind the wheel now. Bounding around again and again. I cut the lap down. Very boring, but I did try to intermingle it with parts of the previous lap that I cut out. I was very, very conscious of that. I wanted to show the entire lap. I probably didn't succeed. I'll accept that. I'm not very good. I'm still an amateur, but I am moving on. I would say I'm a pro-am in the golf, if you will. Now, I am considering doing a bit of tennis. I don't understand the sport at all, so I figured why not give that a go. I've enjoyed GT3. I know nothing about GT3, but I very much enjoyed it. Even though to a lot of viewers, I would suspect it looks remarkably boring, not seeing any other cars to race. However, these sort of races, the simulation, it's all strategic. Strategy is key. It's intellectual racing, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I would like to point out, this is in 1440p once again, my friends. I haven't shortchanged any of you. Those of you that have, like I said in a previous video, branched out the extra few pounds, the posh among us, the showy-offy ones, like my good self, and have stretched to a monitor that can do the 1440p, or perhaps I didn't go 4K, not through limitation of monitor, simply because the computer it does not like the 4K. Not until I've done the upgrade that I keep bounding on about it. Anywho, do click in the bottom right corner. You'll know if you're good at this, if you have the good tech, if it goes all the way up to 1440p. Anywho, as I said earlier, there was a bit of an issue because the race itself was so bloody long. The replay on the in-game replay was very short. It only had the last few laps. I was unprepared for this. I assume there's a setting in there that I can make it go longer. Now, I was very disappointed with that, so I did in fact ask the game to record the in-game highlights, which is what you're watching now. Sadly, it's just the highlights of the race. And I did have, quite a boring race. This was an endurance race after all. Very long, 6 hours. Absolutely, very, very, very long race. So there was a lot of it where no one was there. I mean, I enjoyed it. I wasn't bored playing the game, but I couldn't, I did hope to cut it down to about 30 minutes for you all and show you the exciting parts. However, like I said, it did not, the replay in the game absolutely shafted me. Well, I'm sure I shafted me by not checking the settings. However, here we are. So the highlights is of everyone. So at least you get to see, in the backdrop, all of the races going on. The AI doing each other in. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, we ourselves had quite a disappointing race. I won't lie. I was unfamiliar with the rules. In the previous race, I did more than 50% of the race, one stint, with, with the Shifty loser. Now, in this one, I simply went on over the 1 hour stint. I didn't realise that it penalised me straight away, but it did. I got penalised, a drive-through penalty. Now, we did much better with the fuel, no forgetfulness this time, all that was ironed out, but that drive-through penalty cost us, and as you saw at the beginning of the video, that was in fact us being spun around. We stopped being a bully, and that may be a problem. That may be where things have gone wrong, because we instantly started to get bullied. Now, I know we're unforgiving, and we are unforgiving, and we won't forget what happened. I will go back through the replay and see who exactly it was that got us, and we will hold vengeance. We won't forget what they did, and we will get them back. Now, I did commit myself to something that I'm rather nervous about, however it may become a necessity. In the previous video, I did state that I would, in fact when we get to Spa, do the race without the racing line on. That way I don't need to use the replay. Now, given if I can't change the settings to record the entire replay of an endurance race anyway at Spa, then it stands to reason that I have to, so there is a double whammy there. So I am now committed. I'm going to have to get some practice in, I'm sure. I do know the braking points, however I'm used to the driving line telling me when to stop. Now when it doesn't, I might get confused with where I am. I hope I don't, and I do suspect that not having the ideal line on the track will in fact make me learn the track better, much better, and that's the hope. And I am just utilising this video as an entree to that, I suppose, just letting you know that I am going to be going for it without the driving line on. I am quite nervous, simply talking about it I'm quite worried. It's going to be, exciting times. Oh, we were on the screen. We were in the highlights for a moment, but now we're not. That's a shame. Oh, there we were. We're still in the pack, even though we were spun. I think that we caused a bit of a pile-up with where we landed. It wasn't deliberate in any way, and I mean that sincerely. I wasn't deliberately, trying to attack anyone. Now, if you'll watch on, it's just following the green chap quite a lot, and the blue guy there. Oh, I think that's us again. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the highlights. I'm not even watching the racing going on really. I'm just keeping an eye out for us. That's a poor showing. I shouldn't be doing that. Sunday is race day, and that's racing for all. I love Sunday race day. It's one of my favourite days. I mean, I accept there are only 7. So the percentage of that is what, like, I don't know, 12, 13%, maybe a little bit more. I don't care, to be frank. Either way, I like Sunday race day very much. Now, those of you with eyeballs or even ears that have heard me say, or you've seen in the bottom corner, that the length of the video isn't very long, I do apologise for that. You know I like to make a longer video with a political segment to go through the what's going on in the world, but I don't want to drag you all into that. There's no point in this video, it's not long enough and we don't really know what's going on. Everything's still really the same, so we'll just go through the shout-outs. I do want to say hello to my good friend, the Yorkshire Hero. Do go over there, nice easy channel to find, just type the Yorkshire Hero. Very good stuff, riding around on his bike. Went out after the monsoon, very dangerous, my friend. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that again, I was quite worried, quite concerned. My friend Wakas Hussain. Still bounding out the FIFA videos. I thought it's not, but he loves it, so he's going for it. And like I said, there are news podcasts on there. I'd very much advise going to watch them. Very entertaining and very insightful. Don't forget the other videos we've got over in Less Than Marv. The Walking Dead, that comes out on Sundays. I definitely recommend that. I've been watching them. They are fantastic. Very scary stuff. Getting remarkably brutal. Man, Sloth, you have a dark side, my friend. A very dark side. Inside, like I say, a nice little segue there, is also coming to an end. The series is almost over. I would go over and watch it. Don't worry, friends. There aren't that many. You can start at the beginning. They're very good. If you're contemplating getting the game, I'd definitely go over and give it a view. I definitely would. Watch it through and see what you think. Absolutely fantastic stuff. We've got all sorts of additional things coming up. Thunderpunt has put some videos up on there for us. With the golf, a few little bits of our multiplayer, very difficult. He made the course. Not good at all. Not good. And don't forget over here at Two Rogue Gamers. That's right, we're not sure what we'll be bounding out there yet. I'm sure there'll be lots of different things. Lots of very, very exciting things as well. The Assetto Corsa will be there, race day Sunday. As I said earlier, I'm thinking about a tennis game. God only knows what Bob's going to come up with. God only knows. He likes his strange games and I love them. Very, very excited. So if you have any friends or anyone you know that like the indie stuff, do point them in this direction. Now sadly this video is almost coming to an end. I believe there's only a minute or so left, or possibly 2. Of course that gives us a little chance just to consider the video. It's rubbish, I know, I'm very sorry. I do wish that the actual replay would have recorded through. I will go through the settings, I will try and figure it out. Now, I'll take this time just to give a little bit of a review of the game. A few episodes back I was a bit mean, let's say. Let's say I was mean. I was getting rather bored, and I basically said the career mode is effectively a championship. Well, it kind of is, however, there are multiple levels to it. I'm quite enjoying it now. I'm still not sure what the development has done to the car. I'm not sure what happens if I do well or if I do poorly. There's no indication there of how we're doing. Now, I do like that it's gone into the endurance race. Don't misunderstand me. They really are. They require endurance. Require it. Very long races, but enjoyable when you start to just string the circuit together. And as I say, I'll be stopping using the driving line when I get to Spa in the next race, so you'll all get to see that. I do definitely recommend watching that. I really do. I haven't filmed it yet. I'm still nervous about doing it, as I said earlier. But I definitely recommend hitting the notification bell so that you'll be alerted. You'll be alerted, even though it's just on Sundays. Sunday afternoons is when the Assetto Corsa goes up. To coincide with race day Sundays, of course, Formula 1 is Sundays. All of the good things, and I've mentioned it so many times. I'm waffling on. I'm very Sonic. Anyway, anywho, in fact, let's just crack on. The race has come to an end. This is the chaps just going in. I did have some issues. I went too long on the first stint and then got a drive-through penalty. That set us back quite a lot, including when we got bullied at the start. However, we did kind of recover from that. All in all, not a bad race, other than the penalty. That was my own fault. I wasn't prepared for that. But thank you very, very much for watching. Oh, we came 15th, by the way. Poor showing, I know. I'm very sorry. However, that happened. We're forgetting this. We're forgetting this in its entirety and moving on to Spa. Well, you have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.